For Inside Carolina, I'm Taylor Vippolis, and this is the Insider Rundown where I'll cover what I'm hearing when it comes to UNC football. Most fans would have taken a 3-1 start to the season a month ago without thinking twice, but it's the way in which the defense has underdelivered that has caused trepidation to set in with the overall direction of the program. And the sense I get from talking to those in the know is that Mack Brown has felt some of that heat this week from the fan base. After the Notre Dame game, he complimented the Irish for playing like a top 10 team and seemed to suggest that the only way for UNC to close the gap between the two teams was through recruiting. That was not received well by the school's most prominent donors, who had watched that same Notre Dame team struggle with California and lose to Marshall, feeling as if the product on the field for Carolina doesn't come close to matching up with the level of talent coming in. The ask really isn't even that crazy. It's just, can UNC have a defense that isn't ranked 126th out of 131 teams, giving up 495 yards per game? With Drake May at the helm, the boosters don't want to see his potential for prominence squandered by a defense that cannot be trusted. The realization for this Tar Heels team is that they could make a conference championship game appearance if they just had a middle-of-the-road defense. That side of the ball is hoping to use Virginia Tech as its get-right game. The Hokies rank outside the top 100 in regards to total offense and should elicit no fear with their attack. It feels as if this is a now-or-never moment for the Tar Heels on that side of the ball. Sunday, the defensive unit held a players-only meeting to talk through their issues, with the main culprit being a lack of togetherness and individuals trying to do it all themselves. Ray Vippolis said it best that everybody can do the right thing, but if one guy doesn't, the opponents pop for a touchdown and it falls on the whole defense. That meeting has apparently led to a higher sense of urgency in the practices leading up to Saturday's games from the players. When schemes don't work across coordinators, you begin to look internally, notably when you are one of the worst defenses in the nation with a coach whose resume speaks for itself. It'll be a game that most likely will be impacted by the weather and the after effects of Tropical Storm Ian, which is concerning since UNC doesn't look like a team currently constructed to win in the trenches. It's an offensive line that blocks significantly better in pass pro than it does in the run, and it's a defensive line that continues to struggle with the fundamentals of coming off the ball. If winds start gusting, it'll be worth watching how UNC adjusts, with the strength of its offense being that star-studded passing attack with May and Josh Downs. In preparation for the weather, Carolina has practiced with wet balls to acclimate to the challenge that comes with the weather, although the best counter would be keeping the ball on the ground and establishing the run. Virginia Tech's rushing offense ranks 110th in the country, whereas Carolina's rushing defense ranks 123rd, so on paper, it should be weakness on weakness. However, that's where the Hokies want to live, especially against Carolina, muddying games, aiming to prove they are the most physical team, so it'll test the Tar Heels. It's a chance for the team to move forward and build confidence as the conference season begins. Until then, stay tuned to Inside Carolina for all the latest coverage leading to kickoff.